Hi, my name is Shania and I'm the director, writer, and I played Nia in the web series Waves.
And my name is Sunny Shen, and I play Jean, her sister.
Yes, we are. In real life, we become really close, and it's all like, oh, this is great. You know, everything is meant to be. So let's just touch on production first. Let's just talk about like how we came to be, because the series is done now. Yeah. Everybody got all the surprises out. There's still lots and lots of questions, which is why we're gonna have a season 2. Yes, it's coming, and it's just kind of crazy now that you think about it, from where we started to where we are now. With episode 5, did you ever think back on like day 1 of filming that we would get all the way through? Like we would get to the end?
I don't know. I mean, because I remember this is my first web series that I've done consecutively, so it was really interesting, you know, going through a project all the way through the end, and then seeing yourself as a character in more than one episode. So I think Kendrick said a lot of web series, they don't even make it to the end, you know, or, you know, they never come out, you know, things were, you know, missing audio scenes. And so I think that's what's beautiful about this project, is that no matter what, we did it. We did it, yeah.
It's like, happen, yes, you know? Wakanda. It's just like, we did it. We got to the end.
It's there. It's a finished product. So
right.
I think when viewers watch it, I want them to watch it with that in mind. You know, that this is your first web series too, that you directed and starred as, you know, as a leading character. Yeah. You know, so I think that's one thing that should be taken away from us.
This was definitely, like, when I say the summer of 2017, which is when we filmed it, was, the show is called Waves, but we went through, like, when I say each day before filming, a new problem came up, and we would have to fight through it. I would have to find location last minute. There was one scene where I was literally equipment on the end of the sidewalk, and I was running from restaurant to restaurant, like, can we film in here? Can we film in here? Can we film in here? And then when we found it, it was perfect because we had the whole top floor. So things like that kept happening. So we were like, all right, we're doing something right here. Something's being done. We're supposed to finish this series, because there's no way that everything is falling into line like this. Perfect. Yeah, so, and then a lot of things came up in our lives too, where everything just kind of landed in place, and it was like, this was meant to be. Like, things like this just don't happen for no reason.
They don't.
It's like something watching us. Something got our back. Something got our back. It's Wakanda. We got vibranium in there, so something, but something's got our back. But besides production, in terms of the characters, Nia and Jean, we are like this, okay? We are oil and water, but you can see the love. You can see the sisterhood. You see that they love each other. Nia just can't help but see Jean as this like irresponsible little girl, and she's not giving her that chance to grow up. But then Jean, she's like battling with trying to be a good person and trying to find and do what's right, but it's not working. So what do you think is to come of their relationship? We saw the blow up in the end. Nia was about to tap that ass. You're dead to me.
Nia, I'm sorry. Nia, please, I'm sorry.
But it's like, what more is there to come of this?
You know, as Jean, you know, of course I want some type of, you know, reconciliation. Gosh, what's with me in pronouncing these words? But that's what I want. I want to amend things with you. Do I think that can happen? I don't know. I think at this point, I feel like I pretty much I killed everything.
Killed it?
I mean, that's how I think I ended up feeling at the end. Like, it's done. Like, she's never going to talk to me again in life, you know, because there's siblings that haven't talked to each other for a bag of chips, you know, like, this is something serious, you know what I mean?
Exactly. This is no candy. You didn't break my Barbie doll,
This is not petty. So, you know, I think that will be revealed through, you know, Nia's feelings and towards Jean and the situation, whether she can let this go, and maybe hear Jean out a little bit more. I think that still, like, the story's a little murky. Like, there's some things that...
A lot of questions that gotta be answered,
Like, why did you do this? You know, why did you wait so long? You know, what did you really see, you know, throughout it all? because after watching it consecutively, I'm like, did he rape her? What
did he do it?
What really happened? And so, those are the biggest takes I have from that.
From there, right? And then also with Nia, it's kind of like your sister's telling you the story, but she didn't really look into Jean and kind of see what Jean was going through all of this. It's like, okay, Jean admitted that she took the money, but it's kind of like you didn't realize that when Jean said she took the money, she was also saying, and then I turned to alcohol and I needed help and I felt bad. So Nia didn't even think twice about it. She was just like, all right, I'm selling the house, kicking her out, gonna leave. So although Nia kind of looks like season 2 is coming, okay? Season 2 is coming and we're gonna have all the answers for you and then some. So it's kind of like, but we see in this series where it's like, there's people that could sympathize with Nia and say, no, Nia's right. F her, she shouldn't have did that to her sister. But then there's people that could look at Jean and say, listen, this is a girl who's crying for help. She's looking for her sister, and her sister's not there for her. Her sister's kind of cold, and that Nia could be very cold. So it's kind of like we gotta play with both of those things. So come in the beginning of the season. So if you guys have binge watched this, make sure you watch all the episodes before you even touch this episode, right?
Please.
In the beginning, Jean was so adamant that this man did it. He was like, he raped him. Yeah. He did it, right? Come to episode 5, you're sitting at breakfast with your 2 best friends, and you're like, well, he said it was a come up, and now I kind of believe him. I don't know.
Darren says Nicole slept with him as a come up. Of course he did, Jean.
So, what, you believe him now? Nicole told you what he did. You said you saw.
Yeah, but I don't know what I saw at this point, okay?
What, like, it's, so you're gonna go through with this whole conversation, but you still have doubt about what's happening, Yeah. So it's kind of, this is very tricky. There's a lot of tricky things in here, and there's a lot of things where you have to think about what you're about to do, because you're about to tell your sister a big secret.
Huge.
And because the secret kind of could change your life. So do you think Jean kind of made the right decision in telling Nia?
Well, personally, I think that the way she went about it was kind of maybe a little sketchy.
The intervention.
Yeah. Like you said, this is a bit dramatic.
Yeah, it's like, this is a little dramatic here. It's like, what's happening?
It really did seem a bit dramatic. I think Jean, as soon as it happened, the best thing, oh my gosh, can you believe this? Like when you,
right.
For example, like when that situation occurred and I saw what I saw, I should have
right.
called you up and be like, yo, sis, I just saw,
right.
I
saw Darren and Shawty.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say his real name. Yeah, I saw Darren, with this girl, they went in this room. I don't know what happened. I'm a little drunk right now, so that's what I would have did. But I think anytime where you have to keep something in and you don't tell that person right away, it just becomes a little shady.
So what do you think is a normal reaction to this news? What do you think is a normal reaction?
Denial.
Okay.
Oh, no, he didn't do it. Because you're talking about somebody that you spent years with that right? So you're like, I know this person wouldn't just rape somebody.
Right, he wouldn't do this.
I know him.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're lying. Like, you're jealous of me or something. Or just thinking the other person's out to get you. There's some type of ulterior motive in it. Maybe you could accuse me of being a drunk. You're like, oh, you were drunk when happy. You didn't know what you saw. Yeah, things like that.
So you know what it is, too? This entire series is kind of based on the relationship between families and the importance of that not every family is perfect. And you know what you see in normal shows and normal movies, you see there's conflict between family, but then there's always a happy ending. Yeah. There's always somebody changes. That's not real life, though. In real life, when you have an issue with a family member, you don't always make up. We all have people in our family who, to this day, we won't speak to. We won't say a word to them because that's real life. So that's kind of like where this story was more realistic than others, because we see these 2 sisters. You expect things to get better in the end. It doesn't, and that's what really happens. So what do you have to say about family drama, and do you think sometimes family is just too important to sever a relationship permanently? What's your idea on family in general?
My idea on family in general, I think, is your relationship with them, the bond that you have with them, and the history. So if something occurs in the relationship with your family that you can't forgive, I always think it's a good idea anyways to forgive, because this is somebody that you share such an energetic connection with, because I mean, how I see it's blood, you know, so you're energetically connected to this person. But I do think it's good to allow there to be space and to heal from it, because we all need time to heal from whatever happens. And it doesn't mean that you have to, you know, incorporate that person in your life the same way that you did before. But I think, you know, just in a, you know, a spiritual sense, it's good to let that energy, the hostile energy go. That any, you know, like if you have any bad feelings towards it, just try to let it go, and then just make a choice as a free person, whether you want this person in your life or not. Right. You know? But just to let go of all the negative,
energy. Yeah. So to close that out, my point on it is sometimes family is always going to be there. Again, like you said, you're drawn to this person. It's blood. Blood is blood. And whether we like it or not, there's going to be people in our family who we simply don't like. We simply are not going to ever forgive. And the idea behind this is you kind of have to run with, do you think that's okay or not? Do you think, do you think it's okay to sever certain relationships? Like, what is that deciding factor on whether or not you're going to speak to somebody again? Like, what is that, what motivates somebody to say, I am never going to speak to this person again, even though we share something so deep, like life. We share life with each other, you know? So that's just the important point of it. And this episode kind of embodies that. You get a curveball, you get to run with the episode. I mean, at the end, Jean pops up at the beach and Arbor is there. It's kind of like, what's that about, right?
I know what that's about.
I mean, there's just so many questions to be answered, and that's why season 2 is going to be so important to watch. Season 1 gave you guys the bulk of everything, and season 2 is going to blow you guys away, because all your questions are going to be answered. You guys are going to take whatever ideas you ran with, and now it's going to kind of hone in and give you guys a great experience. Thank you guys so much, so much for following this entire journey with us from episode 1 all the way to now. We made it, we did it. This is great. And we really appreciate it. So go ahead and binge watch. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can get every update, even updates in between season gaps. And we really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much from Waves here. We did it. It's over. We did it.
No, I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own waves, baby. I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own waves.